Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who were well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Now, I'm going to entitle this lesson based upon the scripture, Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Right? A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Now we have the hopeful elect, we the prophets, are those prudent men who foresee martial law, who foresees World War III, who foresees a famine, who foresees more pestilence and plagues. Why? Because we understand the Holy Scriptures, right? And we hide ourselves in the Holy Scriptures. You know, our form of protection is the Holy Scriptures from all of these said perils that's supposed to hit the scene at a more alarming rate. You know, the scriptures speak upon perilous times will come, but the individuals who continue to be simple, who continue to be distracted by sports, drugs, and entertainment, they are the ones that's going to be punished. Now, we got to take the Lord's mercy and apply it. We got to take the Lord's grace and execute it, because he didn't reveal his word and his truth to everybody. He just didn't. The Lord got certain individuals that he loves, and the Lord has certain individuals in which he hates. And that's just the straight and skinny of the matter, right? We get the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It says, knowing this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. That's right, times of danger. The scriptures speak upon there's a time coming that's never been known in history or known to man. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. And we see that via social media. And we also see that with homosexual behavior. It says covetous. People want all kind of material things. Boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. You got people who's disobedient to their carnal parents. You got people who are disobedient to their spiritual parents. These are all signs and indications of the last days. Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. And that's what they are. People despise us for teaching this truth. People despise us for teaching this word. We telling them that you're God's chosen people and that salvation and kingdom is for you. And that your enemy is Esau and Edom, the so-called white man, and he's going into slavery. They hate us for it. Another indication we are in the last days. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. That's right. People love because people don't know discipline, nor do they know sacrifice. So they're going to choose what's good to them and not what's good for them. Essentially, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. For such turn away. Yeah, they have a form of godliness in the form of Jesus Cristo, Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha, just to name a few. They have a form of that godliness, but they're ultimately denying the true and living power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Yahweh Shai. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And that's just the truth. You got people who come up to the prophets and still not able to receive and get this truth. Why? Because the Lord wants to destroy him. The Lord wants to destroy him. The Lord wants some people dumb, deaf, and blind for a reason. Isaiah 6:9, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Right? Who are these people that the Lord is telling us to go to? Israelites. Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. Make the heart of this people fat, which is what? Their mind. Make their mind fat. Make them distracted. Let them be consumed by sports, drugs, and entertainment. Right? Make their ears heavy and shut their eyes. Let them be deaf to the point that where they can't hear, shut their spiritual eye, calcify their pineal gland, so they can't interpret nor understand these scriptures, least in fear of, right? They see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed. The Lord don't want individuals healed, man. That's why you got people wasting their time and money going to therapists attempting to be healed. They're not going to get healed. If the Lord don't want you healed, you are not going to get healed. If you're not healed spiritually, you're never going to be healed mentally, emotionally, physically. It's just not going to happen. And people don't understand that. They're going to find themselves in these meetings, telling their life stories, telling their therapist how this person triggered me. It's no avail, man. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. So the Lord's going to leave these people dumb, deaf, and blind till the missiles come. And they say the Lord is all love, right? Amazing. Jeremiah 30:7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That's right. And we foresee these things happening. The average Jake can't even tell you what Jacob's trouble is. First of all, they don't even know who Jacob is, let alone the trouble that's coming after Jacob. Jacob is the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Jacob had 12 sons, and they each became a tribe. Right? The trouble that's coming after Jacob is the pestilence, the plagues, martial law, guillotines, concentration camps. That's the trouble that's coming after Jacob. And just to give you an example of what Jacob's trouble looks like, it's in the scriptures. It's in the scriptures. The second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. That's right. Woe means death and destruction. If you ask me, that's trouble. Right? For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, which means near. Sword and destruction, if you ask me, that's trouble. And one people shall stand up and fight against another people in swords in their hands. That's what you call a race war and a class war. It's going to be a survival of the fittest, a dog-eat-dog world, right? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see how the people feel about the upcoming 47th president, Donald Trump. You got people talking about they leaving the country because they don't want to deal with Trump. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that don't even want to deal with Trump. We already been seeing cases and examples around the world how there was people rising up against the government out there in Egypt, if I'm not mistaken, out there in Venezuela. There's been cases of people coming up against the government. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's what you call martial law. Here it is with America having a false sense of liberty and freedom, being able to travel state to state, city to city, without permission, freely. What do you think is going to happen when that freedom is taken away? Or being able to fly out the state or country 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. What do you think is going to happen when that freedom is taken away? People are going to go berserk. People are going to lose it. But we foresee this coming, and we hide ourselves in the scriptures. We just waiting upon the Lord. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's coming. That is what's coming to this society, man. The neighbor who you should say good morning to every day is going to turn on you for the lack of resources. for the lack of resources. Behold, saith the Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and the Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that have done to them. Like as this day, yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, a recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord power. And that trouble is geared towards you, Jakes. That trouble is geared towards you, Jakes. That sword. Ezekiel told us in 21st chapter. Ezekiel 21:8, it says, again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Say, a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth? That's right. Shall we then have a good time, knowing that the Lord is about to cause all of this destruction? A good time is going to distract you. Especially if you don't have this truth in you. It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. That's right. It despises the rod of my son as every tree. Who's the Lord's son? Jacob. The Israelites. Yasha Allah, he's the prince of the power. He's the son of the power. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. Because it is a trial, and what if the sword contemn even the rod? It shall be no more, saith the Lord power. Thou therefore, son of man, prophesy and smite thy hands together, and let the sword be doubled the third time. The sword of the slain, it is the sword of the great men that are slain, which entereth into the privy chambers. And the sword is being sharpened by way of what? Martial law being on the way. With them turning these warehouses into concentration camps. Well over 10 years ago, they cornered the markets on hollow point bullets. They got monkeypox, I believe, coming within March of next year. I could see that happening. They claim they had a first case out there in California. So that's an example of the sword being sharpened. They got guillotines being purchased, caskets to where 6 bodies at a time can fit in them. This is what you call the sword being sharpened. And that's just what's been revealed. They got beasts that's newly created, that's about to hit the scene. They're about to unleash wild animals upon the people, man. It's about to be wild out here. 2nd Ezra 16:68. And it reads, For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. That's right. The time is coming to where robots are going to take your jobs. You're going to be sitting with a UBI, Universal Basic Income, and they're going to feed you being idle with things offered unto idols, which is what? The microchip, the MOTB, in Revelation 13:16, the charagma. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden underfoot. That's right. When you agree to taking it, that's when you allow this Edomite, this devil, the so-called white man, to have complete and utter control of your life. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. They're going to be like madmen, sparing none. They're not sparing nobody. No babies and no old ladies. And that's ultimately because the Lord said he wasn't going to spare no babies and old ladies. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. That's right. We have the hope for life. We're going to be tried. We're going to be tried, but the Lord's going to showcase it in that day that we are of his chosen. He's going to start doing miraculous things, and that's what's going to boost our confidence in that day. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is your God. And that's why we got to find ourselves, you know, full of gratitude, because the Lord is not guiding everybody. The Lord said he wasn't going to guide everybody. If this truth wasn't revealed to you, that showcases he's not guiding you. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. So if we still in hell, we're going to go off, we're going to sin. We just can't let it overtake us. But those who's keeping the word to the Lord to the best of their ability, the Lord's going to guide those men. He know who they are. The Lord who's sighing and crying for the ones who are sighing and crying for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, that's who the Lord's going to be a guide unto. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed, and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. You know? So we gotta find ourselves full of mercy, man. Because you got some people who are gonna choose to be simple, and they're gonna get punished in these last days, man. They're gonna get caught up. They're gonna get caught up and consumed. C. Caught up and consumed. But Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Lord's gonna see us through, be a guide unto us to salvation, to where all our troubles is over with. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.